Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Hey, yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights me 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Yes, the man was correct in that lofty introduction. My name is Pedro Fernandez, the longest reigning undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio race, folks. 35 plus years in our radio presence. We're knocking out all bums. Straight up, open phone lines around the planet. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. The text line, the studio text line. Yes, that's hot. That's happening. 415-275-1613. The text line, once again, 415-275-1613. Well, a couple of guys got slain last night, and I don't mean, literally, but figuratively. Man, holy cow. Talk about not being able to stop a fight. Both a boxing match and a UFC fight went on too long last night. Of course, fighter safety is what this is all about. Combat sports, we're not there to watch people die. We're there to watch a sport. Straight up, boxing had a bad night. Of course, we're talking about the WBO 122-pound champion, Isaac Dogboe. And, of course, his father in the corner, not knowing the media, not knowing when to stop the fight. That's the problem with fathers in the corner. They're emotionally involved. They either let it go too far or they cut it too short. There's no median with these guys. There's no median. The bottom line is Isaac Dogboe suffered because his father was in his corner last night. And Brian Ortega, man, what was his corner thinking that UFC fight with Max Holloway? I mean, he had his head handed to him. From the second round on, this kid getting beat. 5 minutes round, just taking a beat down, folks. 2 beatdowns on television last night. Not good for combat sports unless you're into blood and gore. If you are, what can I say? Check out a horror movie, not combat sports. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
The decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Who's done it? We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables skills, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
iHeartRadio, an app so powerful, it holds 20 million songs from 450,000 artists. Thousands of the best live radio stations, custom stations, and stations created just for you. It's anywhere and it's everywhere. Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. iHeartRadio is that easy. Download the app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing. I want to get into it, man, like a sex machine, man. Moving, doing it, Can I count it off? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Get on up, get on up, stay on the scene. Get on up, like a sex machine.
From the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, to the Godfather of HBO, Larry Merchant. Larry, a celebration last night. HBO has called it a day, and it was great to see you on TV. How do you feel?
Well, I feel that I was invited to a physician-assisted funeral, and I felt it was my obligation to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And the stands were mostly empty. The parking lots are mostly empty. A kind of a fitting farewell after a historic run of 35 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that boxing is having this little uplift with some good fights hoping into view. Maybe there's a genuine boom coming.
I'm super emotional. Being left-handed, I tend to cry about and all that kind of good stuff. But when you talked about the empty parking lots and the empty seats, that brought my eye, made my eyes a little moist there, because that's not the way. That's not the way you and I want to remember HBO Championship Boxing. We surely don't want to remember it with a Clarissa Shields main event going out when we had great fights like Hagler and Hearns and Godfather. I mean, I've heard you excited so many times on the radio. I mean, on television and then on the radio, reliving these fights and this and that. You're part of boxing history. HBO is part of boxing history, and I'm not going out on a limb and saying this, but you are the most prolific boxing analyst of the past 35 or 40 years. Since Cosell packed it in, it's all been Larry Merchant since 1978, essentially. And, we love you, and we cherish you. And each week, if I get a chance to talk to you on the phone, I feel incredibly honored, and I know my listeners do as well.
Well, thank you, Pedro, but remember, there's no crying in boxing.
I cry all the time.
Look, they went out with a whimper rather than a bang. And what they've been doing for the last few years has been leading to this. It was almost like they wanted to tiptoe out so they wouldn't be noticed too much. On the same night of HBO's last show, with two women's events, which had never happened on HBO before, Lomachenko, one of the top-ranked and most exciting fighters in the sport, was fighting in Madison Square Garden, and the replay of the Wilder Fury fight was playing on Showtime, and so in a way it was appropriate, even though a little heartbreaking, for the way HBO just sort of snuck out. In a way, it's a passing of the torch ceremony, and I think boxing, with all the new platforms and all of the fights for next year that have already been announced and that look like they're going to happen, that we had our time. It was a good time. We all have generational memories of where we were and how it went down, and now it's over, and it's sad, and obviously for a lot of us, but it's the way of the world, and I'm hoping that this little boomlet that we're seeing in boxing will turn out to be a real boom.
Well, I think it is because it's they're looking at the worldwide market now. They're not just looking at the USA, maybe in Britain and a couple of places in Europe.
You're exactly right, Pedro. In this sense, and to some extent, boxing has always been an international sport. But in terms of being able to see the fights and so on, it's only recently that we've seen some fights from abroad and so forth. And now that's all happening because of new technology that allows it. These new platforms, and we're gonna not just read in the small type about some fight that happened in Japan.
We get to watch
or Buenos Aires. You're going to actually be able to see the fight.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the global community of boxing is growing in terms of your interest and can be stoked, and you can find a way to escape the real world by watching boxing almost every day of the year.
More quote this Hall of Famer, more boxing than you can handle, end of quote.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. And so you have to skillfully navigate through all of the stuff. And in total fairness, I watched some of the Lomachenko fight, and it was totally one-sided. And so were the fights. All of the HBO fights were totally one-sided. The challengers rarely went around. So, but
we have. Godfather, there's a possible star born, though, in this guy, Emmanuel Navarrete. I don't know if you saw him, but he totally dismantled the WBO 122-pound guy from Ghana, Isaac Dogbo, was undefeated, highly heralded coming in, favored by Las Vegas sports books. But this kid from Mexico just lit him up like the White House Christmas tree.
Well, I've read about it, but I haven't seen the fight. I have it on my computer, and I will be taking a look at it. And coincidentally, the driver who drove me to the Stubbhouse Center about an hour from where I live yesterday was from Ghana, and we talked about Ike Corte and Nelson and all those good Ghanaian fighters, and now another one that's gone down.
Yeah, and there was the Nicholas Walters kid, or was he from Haiti? We were so high on him a couple years ago.
Walters was from the Caribbean.
Caribbean? Okay.
He may have been Ghanaian for all I know, but he came from the Caribbean.
We were real hot on him, and he fizzled out in a heartbeat.
Well, hey, that's boxing. Whether that was his fault or maybe he just had a couple of spectacular wins and against guys we never heard of, and lost his will to train, which is not uncommon in boxing, and all of that, and that's how we pass torches and winnow out the real champs, the guys who get to the top and want to stay there, from those who just are momentarily touch the peak.
Interesting. The Godfather, Larry Merchant's our guest, of course. HBO riding off into the sunset with a card last night, of course, featuring Clarissa Shields on top. And if there ever was a way to go out uneventful I mean, talk about. I mean, I'm sorry, Godfather, and you know how pro woman I am. I think women should run the world. I think they're a little bit smarter than a lot of men. Blah 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 blah. Of course, men have done such a great job to almost destroying the planet. But the bottom line is, when it comes to women boxers, they don't deliver. Not on the entertainment factor, but women's MMA fighters go for throats. So it's a big difference there. You know.
I can't dispute that, although my memory of Riker, was her name?
Lucia, yeah.
Yeah, well, she was a serious fighter. She sparred with men, and she was an assailant in the ring. But it is what it is, and maybe it fills some kind of void, but it doesn't fill seats.
Godfather, what do you think about this guy Rocky Fielding that Canelo's going to fight next week? He looks like an awfully big guy, but he has that lummox look to him. He looks a bit clumsy. Have you seen any tape of him?
No, I haven't. But look, it was the first fight in an 11-fight contract. A British produced and run and owned the network that gave that massive contract to Canelo, and so they put him on against a British guy who's from a slightly higher weight division. And look, we know what that's all about, and it's a showcase for Canelo, presumably going in. And we'll see where Canelo goes after that, and who is he going to fight Jacob? Is he going to fight one of those, one of the brothers? I can't think of their names off the top of my head.
The Charlo brothers.
Yeah, the Jamal, the one who was turned into a full middleweight. Hey, we're going to give them a couple of years and see if they can make some matches that we care about, or are they just using Canelo as their lead singer and to try to get attention for the network.
Well, Godfather, with that, I would say I will give you back to the Godmother on this Sunday morning. I thank you so much for your time, and what can I say? HBO had a hell of a run, but it wouldn't have had a run without you.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you, and all of us are just footnotes in a long book, and boxing will carry on without us.
The great Larry Merchant, the Hall of Famer on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
A sugar is fine. So nice, I got you.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host. I can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Woo, it's going to be good.
Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, super flat.
Mama said you're not bragging when you're telling the truth. 27 and a half minutes past the hour. Hour number one of two of Ring Talk live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network from L.A., the City of Angels, and Larry Merchant to Sin City, Las Vegas. That I'm bringing Johnny Signorella, a.k.a. Johnny Sig. What's up, Big John?
How's it going today, Pedro? Thanks for having me on, my brother.
Pretty good. Excellent. It was an excellent week of fights, I thought. I mean, of course, starting with the Fury Wilder fight last week, which is still controversial. Now the WBC has ordered a rematch, a world of bunco and chicanery. That wasn't too hard to imagine them ordering a rematch, but they ordered a direct rematch. Is that the same as immediate?
Yeah, and I think the whole thing is that because of the controversial nature of the fight, as good as the fight was, there was controversy, and I think they're doing the right thing by running that thing back ASAP. And I think that if they do it in UK, huge numbers in the United Kingdom.
Why would Deontay Wilder want to fight him again? I mean, he was outside of the two knockdowns, like Hector Martinez says, he lost all but 18 seconds of the fight.
That's a great question. I think that he wants to go back out there and finish what he believed he could have, ended in that first fight. Did you see Deontay Wilder's face when Tyson Fury got up? Like, Deontay was celebrating a little bit, like we all thought. We thought he killed Tyson Fury. I'm glad he didn't.
Did.
But then all of a sudden, at the count of 7, you saw Deontay Wilder's face like the rest of the world's face, like, are you serious, bro? You're getting up from this? And so I think he wants to go out there and try to get the job done sooner this time, and we see what we get. But I'm looking forward to that rematch for sure.
Okay, now that'll probably take place in the UK and do 90,000 people. Wilder's not the draw, obviously. Fury was a draw. All those people in the house that night, most of them came from like the UK and Europe.
I tell you what, Vegas is also making a high bid on this because they saw how many people traveled over to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know what? Vegas is a little bit more fun. Not to knock Los Angeles, but you know what? We got gaming here, and we got everyone knows what Vegas is about, guys.
And you got hookers.
So there it is.
Hookers on the Strip. Hey, I'll never forget my first time to Las Vegas. I'm walking on the Las Vegas Strip in front of the Flamingo Hilton, and some girl says to me, "Have you got the time?" And then she goes, "Have you got some time?" And I said, "Do you have the time?" And stupid me, I had a watch back then and there, right? I go, "Oh, it's 11:45 or something like that." She goes, "No, I didn't know what was going on. I was just naive, man. Naive kid.
100%.
I'm a young kid, 1982, man. I'm in like Las Vegas. These girls are propositioning me. I have no idea I'm being hit on by hookers. Anyway, of course, that was the old Las Vegas Strip. Now everything's done like, behind the scenes. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the the WBO 122-pound champion Isaac Dogbo and his father. Of course, his father's his trainer, his manager, his everything, and what happened last night is his father, I think, let it go too long.
Absolutely, man. Emmanuel Navarrete beat him down over 12 rounds. This fight should have been stopped by about the 9th. When a fight's not competitive anymore, Pete, and you see this man's face busted up, the body language in between rounds, not being responsive, looking like he didn't want to go back out there. Poor kid after the fight in Dog Bay, slurring his speech. And he's a great gentleman, a good look for the sport, good kid, articulate, exciting, passionate. Man, he got broken last night. And I think the residual effects from this fight are going to be scary down the stretch, in that this young man's career might be completely derailed had they had stopped this fight earlier. You got to take the L sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was not going to be competitive in this fight. And I think they underestimated Navarrete big time.
Well, did I tell you Dogbo was at the WBO convention less than a month ago in Panama? And I don't know how far Panama is from his training camp, but, the Mexican wasn't there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got a great point there. He should have been in training camp, especially considering how violently this man, Emmanuel, fought last night. He was relentless, changing angles, cutting the ring off, jabs, straight right hands, hitting Dogbe, and making Dogbe think about every second of every round, making a fighter think. It's so taxing on a fighter, not only mentally but also physically, because you're in constant motion. I mean, amazing game plan for Navarrete and his team last night. All respect in the world, and let's wish Isaac Dogbe a speedy recovery.
He lost. The only time Mr. Navarrete has lost, I think, in his sixth fight, a 4-round decision somewhere in Mexico, but he's 26-1 now. I mean, he is the real deal. He's got that long reach. He's tall. He's lanky, 22 KOs. But what I really liked was the fact that, and I know this sounds a little weird, but he was dogging Dogbo. And when you dog guys, in other words, like, I'm running back at you. And he never let him up. He just dogged him throughout. I know the guy's name was Dogbo, but he got dogged pretty thoroughly here. And I really think this guy, Emmanuel Navarrete Martinez, I think that he may be a future Mexican superstar. He's ranked number 1 in the world as far as boxer is concerned. And I think that ranking deserves, based on that fight last night, he deserves to be number 1 at 122.
I agree. You know what? He went in with a very sound game plan. He said, you know what? I want to get this guy out by the 8th round. Now, sometimes when you look for the knockout, it's not the best thing in the world. But his reasoning for this was, I don't want these people to rob me. I want to win this title. It's hard to take the title away from the champion, especially if you're not the A side, right? So he's going in on a B side, understanding that. And I love the stones he showed with the passion and commitment to his game plan. That was very exciting. And that is championship, world champion quality stuff right there, Pete.
Okay. He made one mistake, I thought, when he took that round off and he let Dogbo get assertive, and I think the announcers picked up on that as well. I don't think he'll be doing. But his hand was hurt. I think he broke his hand, and I think it was a broken hand afterwards. But straight up, I give him an A performance. You give Dogbo an A performance as far as courage and guts and desire is concerned. But I give his father an F. I told you about the story where Rico Velasquez, his father, the kid had been knocked down 5 times in a 10-round fight. And we're going into the 10th round. We're in the 9th round. He'd been knocked down 4 or 5 times. The referee missed a couple of knockdowns. He went into the fight with a broken nose. He had been knocked out and put into convulsions about 6 to 8 weeks earlier by a 122-pound contender by the name of Ramiro Adames. This was all in McAllen, Texas. And yet 6 to 8 weeks after suffering convulsions, they put him in a fight with then unbeaten David Gonzalez, who was a California lightweight champion at the time. Of course, he went on to kill Robert Wangila as well. He had 2 ring fatalities on his record. But, you could see that coming. And I told you, Johnny, between the 9th and the 10th round, I went to the corner and I said, stop the fight. And the referee told me, go sit down. So I went to the father, and told the father, stop the fight. And the father ignored me and looked at his kid and said, show me some balls. And the kid went out, 40 seconds later, Johnny, he was dead.
It's terrible. It's tragic, sad. When that kind of vibe is looming in the room, like the Grim Reaper, like we always talk about, like you catch that vibe, and it's not competitive, and you could see the writings on the walls. This isn't a game. This is someone's health. They're taking constant punishment in this thing. And if someone's not defending themselves properly, especially if they're capable and they're capable, then all of a sudden you're seeing them not be able to do so, there's a neurological problem and issue there. And people got to put their pride aside and sometimes be braver than the fighter, or not be as brave as the fighter would, because the fighter doesn't like a fight to be stopped 9 times out of 10. A guy doesn't want to go out like that because he doesn't want to be considered a quitter. But someone's got to come in and save a man from himself, in other words.
In a minute or less now, do you think a fighter should just retire on his stool? I think it's a sound thing to do. You're getting your ass whooped. You can't go any further. You're not going to win this fight. Why should you just take more punishment for who? For the other guy or for the crowd? For who? I mean, who does that benefit?
I can speak from my personal experience is that when things aren't going your way. When your inside starts to hurt. When every punch is adding up. When you're not feeling right. And also, strategically when a guy is just better than you. I'm not saying, don't give it a shot. But if you know that, all of a sudden the odds are really stacked against you and things are not going your way, you have to come to reasoning and live to fight another day and pull the plug. There's nothing wrong in doing so.
And then there's the act of bravery by Pedro Fernandez. Of course, slated to fight Zach Padilla, the future IBF world champion. I missed weight. Smartest thing I ever did, Johnny. Smartest thing I ever did. He would have killed me. The guy was throwing 120 punches around. I kid you not. Zach Padilla, look him up. The IBF Junior Welterweight Champion. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. More with Johnny Sig after the break on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
How did I get up from the knockdowns? I don't know.
This is Bully Ray.
This is Jay Lethal.
Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor. To tell you that Honor Club.
Honor Club is the ultimate ROH experience.
Treat yourself this holiday season and get live streaming of ROH on tour events like Honor Reign Supreme.
Also, get on-demand access to past Ring of Honor events,
out-of-print compilations,
50% off pay-per-views,
and more.
Or better yet,
go VIP and receive every major pay-per-view for free,
including Final Battle.
Honor Club is more than a network.
Skip the line for pre-sale ticket access to live events and receive 15% off at ROHProShop.com
on exclusive apparel, DVDs, replica championships, and more.
Go to ROHHonorClub.com.
ROHHonorClub.com.
Or open the ROH app now. Available on all Apple and Android devices and Roku.
We are Honor Club, and honor is real.
Do you use the Blue Pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the Blue Pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
I think boxing is dangerous. Any man being hit in the head, the brain's a delicate thing. I think it should be well protected. If a fella's not qualified, he shouldn't be allowed to fight. But football is proven to have more deaths. Baseball, ice hockey, horse racing is car racing is much more dangerous. But I would advise nobody to box if they get hit too much and it's too dangerous.
Now, more Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
He is the greatest fighter of all times next to me.
Mighty Tower of Power, the late Rick Stevens on lead. Me and Rick go back a long, long ways. 1972, 1973. Man, Rick was the man, no doubt about that. Passed away a year ago, one of the great singers in soul music history. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Hey, that song is so epic that Prince, you remember Prince, the late Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, he said he broke his virginity in the backseat of a car with this song going on the 8-track over and over and over and over again, like on a loop, over and over again. Anyway, You're Still a Young Man, an important song in romance history. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, not to towerofpower.com. You would think so, though. Bottom line is, one of the best drummers I know is on the line, of course, from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's a drummer. He's a genius. He's a boxing, we're going to say, aficionado. How many hours of combat sports you watched yesterday?
9 hours of combat sports. And I tell you what, it was a fantastic day after a long work week, my brother.
Okay, so is the old lady ready to throw you out of the house yet, or what?
I think she enjoyed her time, to do her thing.
Well,
I was out of her hair.
That's
if
like
I'm not watching it, I'm talking about it in the house.
Oh, okay, that sounds cool. All right, let's go through the weekend in boxing. Now, we talked about Isaac getting lit up like a White House Christmas, Mr. Dogbo, of course, Mr. Emmanuel just looking like a fantastic fighter, Mr. Emmanuel Navarrete. He looks like he's got a future to him. What happened in the main event of that card?
Lomachenko got a 12-round decision win over Jose Pedraza in a decent fight. I tell you what, I love that huge explosion from Lomachenko in the 11th round, Pete. That was super exciting and entertaining. And it shows you what this man is capable of once he feels comfortable, once he feels confident in his skills. And he lit Pedraza up and scored 2 knockdowns, I believe, in that round.
The 11th,
and closed out a decent fight for him.
Yeah. All right. Now, who was the kid that stole the show last night?
I tell you what, man, Teofimo Lopez nailed Mason Menard with probably one of the knockouts of the year, a right hand that just stiffened Menard up, like just short-circuited this kid, just turned the lights off, and then Menard just went face down to the mat. As soon as I saw that punch land, I knew it was timber time, bro. I was like, oh, no, because we've seen that kind of like short-circuiting, discombobulating knockout where someone just loses all their faculties, and that was definitely a highlight reel, and let's hope that Mason Menard is okay after that first round devastating knockout by the hands of Teofimo Lopez.
Mason Menard, 34-3, but he was sort of like designed to I mean, he stuck that chin out there. I mean, it was like, here, hit it.
Yeah, 100%. And I tell you what a great way to open up the card, because that'll get people interested in staying with the viewership, rolling over from the Heisman Trophy Awards last night or whatever the programming is preceding the cards. That's what they need up front, a prospect with good matchmaking against a formidable guy, a respectful record, but you get nice entertainment, someone that gets their lights turned out quick, and then right on to the next event.
Okay, unlike Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, we had to sit through 3.5 hours of BS or more.
Oh, my God, that's so terrible. Why don't they just walk these guys out? Like, I hate when they kill all that time in between fights, man. Especially if you're sitting in the arena and you could, just keep buying concessions because you're bored, you're spending extra money that you don't want to spend. And it's just it just kills the buzz. And especially if you're, having a fight party, you just want to see them walk out one after another. That's where the UFC has always been very, very good. They just walk these guys and girls out one after another, and they don't really kill much time on the air.
Looks like Jerry from Cincinnati says that Navarrete is a Mexican hot dog.
A Mexican hot dog.
In other words, a hot dog. In other words, he was dogging him. I mean, in other words, he was he was showboating on him. He was showboating on him. That's what he meant. I knew what he meant by hot dog. She was showboating on him. I mean, with those steps he was taking, like, here I come. I mean, he was dogging poor. Listen, Dogbo was getting dogged. He's the guy with the dog in his name, but he got dogged.
Well, he certainly did. And again, I can't praise the performance of Navarrete enough. I mean, he certainly got the attention of the boxing world last night. And overall, I think he stole the boxing attention in the universe last night. I mean, Cal Brock fought on DAZN. That wasn't very impressive. Kind of boring,
Who's Michael Zarafa?
Oh, God, man. You know, a guy that bored the hell out of me yesterday.
Okay.
Quite frankly.
Okay.
You know, but I tell you what, you know, Cal Brock didn't really do much. He won a very boring, lopsided 12-round unanimous decision over Michael. But, in the 12th round, Cal Brock got hurt and looked very tired. This guy's broken, Pete, from the two fights. The one against Triple G, moving up in weight, and then moving back down and taking on Earl Spence. Two great fighters, arguably top 10 pound-for-pound guys, and in which Cal Brock's face was destroyed in both encounters.
Okay, so
and I think that's taken a lot out of this kid.
So here's a $64,000 question. Was his face broken last night?
Didn't look too banged up, but I just think the residuals, man, you know, because if that face is busted up, you know that head ain't doing too hot either, bro. You know, and you got to figure, right? I mean, if the first line of defense, the face is getting cracked, you know that brain was hitting around in that head too, unfortunately. I hope the best for these guys. And I'm only hard on them because I don't want to see them get hurt. I hope people are around people. And that's going to tie into this whole conversation about letting fights going on too long like we saw last night with Dogbo, and where we'll touch later with the Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway fight, is that the people around these people, they have to show care and consideration. You know, I don't understand why people let family members, loved ones, fight on when they know they're not the same guy.
It doesn't matter if you're a family member. It doesn't matter if you don't know this guy from dog's poo. You know what I'm saying? You're going to allow somebody to take undue punishment. Why? My only question is, why would you send the guy out to take more of an ass whooping when you know he's been beaten down?
Exactly. And I have to question the care about the people around them, the loved ones, you know. I don't want to see a loved one get beat up like that. I don't care about all the money in the world, you know. I don't want to see someone I care about get beat up. So I have to question the people around them to not make the proper decisions to allow someone's career to continue or discontinue. Because a guy like Cal Brock, he's just disaster written on the wall. He wants to campaign at 154 pounds. You got a Charlo there. You got Jaime Munguia there. You got Lara still there. You got Jarrett Hurd there. And he was calling out Jarrett Hurd yesterday. I'm like, bro, why? Why do you want to do this to yourself? You want to take on another beast? Okay. You know, he did it at 160. He did it at 147. Now you want to kind of, you know, sandwich it with the 154 and get destroyed by one of their best? Is this guy on a suicide mission?
You know, Benji Esteves is one of the best referees in the world. Benji Esteves Jr. was a referee last night, of course, for the Dogbo Navarrete fight. And I thought he let it go way too long. He told Dogbo at the beginning of the 12th round, if you don't show me something, I'm going to stop it. I thought he should have told him that about the 9th round. And I thought that Benji was just may have been a couple minutes too late there. But you blame the referee to an extent. You blame the commission to an extent, and you have to blame the corner to an extent because they didn't jump in and save this guy's ass. Okay, we'll talk about that UFC fight a little bit later. So Lomachenko was the winner, Kell Brook was the winner. What about Antonio Moran and Edson Ramirez? Didn't that rock and roll the other night on Telemundo?
I didn't catch that one, but I did see a good fight. Abel Ramirez versus Michael Perez.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
that's the one. Okay, that's what I thought when I heard the names. I'm like, wait a minute. Dude, that was a nasty fight, bro. And that KO in the 8th was ridiculous to typify a slugfest, man. You know, both fighters were down in the bout, leading to just a nasty finish. And that's the first fight I think I watched the day yesterday, and I'm like, all right, I'm in, brother.
Okay, let's talk about the final HBO show last night. Let's talk about the actual athletic events, the athletes involved. Cecilia Brækhus and Alec Lopez. Tell me about it.
Boring. You know, here's what's up, man. There's just no drama because in women boxing, they don't really go for it with the same passion. I have to compare the mixed martial arts female fighters here to the female boxing because there's more passion with the mixed martial arts ladies than there is with the boxing. You know, not because they get knockouts and stoppages. It's just there's more fire, more excitement. They come in looking like they want to do something, like they're happy to be there and passionate, like ready to go on a thrill ride, if you will. And I have a hard time with it. I try to, you know, support these women and get invested, but I just can't because they don't get me excited, Pete, quite frankly.
Well, there's no excitement involved. Sort of like the WNBA. I mean, how many times have you went to a WNBA game and wanted to go back? How many times have you went to one?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, as far as the card goes, I mean, there was emotional feels, obviously, it being HBO's last montage at the end, 10 minutes long. Fans, if you have not seen this yet, watch this thing. It's a journey through your life's memory. If you're a hardcore boxing fan watching HBO for 30 years like I am, I looked at footage of fights. I remembered where I was, who I was with in those moments, what we were eating, what we were talking about, what was going on in the world at that time. And, man, I got goosebumps. And I got to admit, Pete, I cried a little bit.
Yeah, it would definitely bring some moisture to the tear ducts when you look back on the history of, because here's what's up. When I was watching that, you're right. I was there. I was here. I was there. The fights I was live at. I remember Larry and I interacting after the Hagler-Hearns fight, after Arguello and Pryor went at it. I mean, it's just all these different interactions before, after, and during the fights. Is just wow. HBO has been what can I say? HBO's been that ship for us. They brought us great fights. Of course, Don King coming together with Seth Abraham back in 1978 and bringing boxing to. It wasn't HBO, baby. It was Home Box Office. That's what it was called.
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And they put the tuxedo in boxing, and it's like when you look at the foundation for how, nowadays we look at the UFC or boxing in general or sporting events, like HBO set the bar for production, for commentating, just for a sporting event and making it feel like something huge. Whenever I watched the fight on HBO growing up, it felt larger than life to me. And if you look at a lot of sports platforms nowadays, whether it's Bellator or UFC, any sport really, HBO raised that bar and just made it feel like every event had to feel like a spectacle. And I got to give HBO all the credit in the world because they're the reason why I got into boxing, the original heart and soul of boxing, especially props to Mr. Larry Merchant, who was just wonderful and fantastic and just a complete inspiration to anyone that's ever watched the sport, especially if you want to be involved in a business sense. All
right, in 2 minutes or less, where and why did HBO go in the tank? When and where?
I'd say a couple of years ago, HBO lost interest in boxing for whatever reason. And, nowadays with the platforms coming up and other people investing money, like ESPN investing heavily, and they just got outbid because HBO is an entertainment network. It's not a sports network. And if you look, sports networks are buying in heavily to HBO. So I think a long story short is that they just didn't have the budget for it, man.
Interesting. HBO, of course, out of the fight games after 1978. Don King brought boxing to home box office. It was the beginning of the cable boxing wars. Of course, Showtime would come on later, and then pay-per-view came along. And, of course, the first pay-per-view event, as far as home pay-per-view was concerned, was September of 1981, the first Leonard Hearns fight. Of course, Dan Duva brought this to pay-per-view, home pay-per-view. Don King and Bob Arum said, he's going to kill the sport. The sport of boxing is dead. It'll never live again, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And look it, those guys made zillions of dollars off pay-per-view.
Absolutely. I was going to say a lot of people made a lot of money and still will. Pay-per-view will always be a market. Fox is now getting involved in the pay-per-view business as well. Showtime will always be there at pay-per-view. I hear ESPN is thinking about doing a pay-per-view, so they're always going to be there. Thankfully, DAZN is claiming no pay-per-views. So, because we pay enough for boxing.
Before I ask you about hour number 2, don't forget December 8th, 1980. It was the night that John Lennon was assassinated. I don't know where you were, but I remember where I was that night. Anyway, the bottom line is, what's up for hour number 2? What are we talking about?
We're going to go over the UFC card from last night. Max Holloway taking out Brian Ortega. We'll talk about the rest of the boxing schedule for the rest of the year. And also we'll highlight some of the best ofs. We'll look at prospect of the year, round of the year so far. We'll look at some of the highlights going into the new year.
Johnny Signorella coming back in hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Don't forget, this is your inside look in the world of combat sports, boxing, MMA, of course. We even talk a little pro wrestling once in a while. Straight up, we have open phone lines. You can join us if you like. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the guilt-free, no-commitment text line. You can text the studio, 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. You tune to Ring Talk live on Sports Byline.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down.
What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now, so please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
I'm just ready to get it on and crush this guy's skull.
If what you're looking for is real loving, then what you see is what you get.
The Mighty Dramatics, no doubt about it, man. They rocked and rolled, man. L.J. Reynolds. I really miss, when you think about the Dramatics and, the fact that they were on top for so long, they came out here. When they would come out here, we got together, we smoked weed, we had a good time. Ron Banks passed away in 2010. Ron Banks was probably the player of players. I love being around Ron Banks because Ron Banks always brought the beautiful ladies with him. Straight up from playing to back to the radio. Of course, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide, your inside look in the world of boxing and MMA. Hour number 2, we'll bring you into the world of mixed martial arts. Of course, talk about the UFC last night, UFC 231. Brian Ortega challenging for the featherweight championship held by Max Holloway. He was destroyed. I mean, early on, a slight favorite going in. I thought that Ortega would win hands down, but man, Max Holloway showed me why he might be the best featherweight in the history of mixed martial arts as far as the UFC is concerned. So straight up, we'll talk about the UFC in depth in hour number 2. And of course, we'll also talk about fighters and when fighters need to be stopped, either by the corner, by the doctor, by the referee, by somebody, folks. Last week, Adonis Stevenson, the WBC then light heavyweight champion before he lost that title. Of course, the guy's like 41 years old, been fighting stiffs for 4 or 5 years. They finally put him in the ring with a real contender, and he almost got killed. I'm serious. He's got brain damage. They, put him into a self-induced coma. So the bottom line is, you got to know when to pull the plug, and you got to know when to fight. And Adonis Stevenson, probably one fight too many, baby. 41 years old. Boxing is not kind to old men. It's just not. Look at what happened to Ali on October 2nd, 1980 against Larry Holmes. Hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide still to come. Loving you in Panama. This is the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
It ain't easy to walk away when
This is a health warning from Dr. Approved Medical, America's trusted resource for back braces. If you're 65 or older and suffering from back pain, you may qualify to receive an advanced pain-relieving back brace at little or no cost to you. Many people are now using our pain-relieving back brace as an alternative to surgery or harmful medications and experience pain relief that they haven't felt in years. Don't let your back pain turn into something worse. Remember, if you qualify for no money out of pocket, there's nothing to lose and only real pain relief to gain. Our friendly team of experts will handle all paperwork and will deliver it for free. 800-507-1148. Your pain-relieving back brace may be covered by Medicare at little or no cost to you. Call our hotline now and get free shipping, plus a complimentary easy-to-use pedometer. 800-507-1148. 800-507-1148. 800-507-1148. Little to no cost with full insurance payment, copay, and deductible supply promo subject to qualification while supplies last.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Fascinating.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
What the hell's going on out here?
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Foreman is as poised as can be!
Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, coming to you from the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Yes, my name is Pedro Fernandez, the often imitated but never duplicated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio waves, folks. Kicking ass here for hour number 2. Of course, we're talking mixed martial arts and boxing for the next hour. Johnny Siegel will be here in a little while, as will the former WBF welterweight title holder. I'm talking about Paul Nave, of course, the Marin County assassin. He and I attended a funeral this past week. Of course, Monday was the funeral of Al Aguayo. I mentioned Al Aguayo before, of course, the undefeated Golden Glove champion, 4-time Golden Glove champion in Northern California, went undefeated as a pro, 8-0, 5 knockouts, fell in love, got married. What can I say? The bottom line is Al Aguayo passed away November 22nd with a diabetic issue. The bottom line is we're going to celebrate his life to an extent with Paul Nave in about 10 minutes. So we'll start things off on a bit of a sad note with Paul Nave out of Marin County talking Al Aguayo. Then we'll switch gears and talk about the UFC. Of course, UFC rocking and rolling last night. UFC 231 coming to you from Toronto, Canada. We're from Dana White. We're from Joanna Jay. Joanna Jay lost in that fight against Valentina Shevchenko. Shevchenko was just, well, put it this way. Valentina's coming down from 135 pounds to 125 pounds. And the other chick is coming up, Joanna Jay's coming up from 115 pounds to 125 pounds. So Valentina had 2 weight classes in size bigger than her. And guess what? It was evident last night when the fight started and when it ended. Bottom line is, at the end of the night, Valentina Shevchenko, the new champion, 125 pounds of the UFC female division. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Back with the Marin County assassin, Paul Nave, on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Now, more of the MMA Hour with Pedro Fernandez.
This past Monday in Napa, California, Alfredo Aguayo was laid to rest. 57 years old, former Golden Glove champion, four-time Golden Glove champion, won a Golden Glove title in each weight class. Will be from 119, 126, 132, and then 139. Of course, he turned professional, was 8-0 with 5 knockouts as a pro. Died on November 22nd, a day that will live in infamy because President Kennedy was assassinated that day, but that was the day that Al Aguayo died in, and he died in a gym. Evidently, he died in a gym due to some diabetic issues. Anyway, my next guest is the former WBF welterweight title holder, the Marin County Assassin, the guy from across the bay, the guy that lives with all those rich folks over there in Marin County. Man, you guys generate money over there? Because it cost me $10 to go across the bridge, Paul.
We actually did.
$10. What, do you see me coming? Do you jack the bridge up just for Pedro? Is it really $10 to go across the bridge?
No, not me.
Okay.
That's
all right.
they're doing.
All right. Let's talk about Al Aguayo. Of course, we all got together, you, myself, Freddie Martinez, Hector Martinez, the boxing community, Peter Howes, former promoter of a Mayweather fight, your promoter as well. And Marvin Huerta was there. So some of the boxing community came together for Al Aguayo. And, you know, it's hard to really talk about Al Aguayo because everything you can say about him was just so positive. He was always such a happy guy.
Absolutely. He was just a great guy, a happy-go-lucky guy, and, you know, he's going to be missed dearly. It's just so sad.
You know, and you know, let's be honest now. He didn't take care of business as far as that diabetic stuff is concerned, and because of that, he's breathing dirt. Okay, and what I'm trying to say is that nobody is more important, folks. I'm talking to every person that's out there listening, including Paul Nava here. Nobody is more important than the person on your ID. If you can't take care of the person on your ID, you can't take care of anybody else, your dog, anybody else. You have to come first. And, of course, Al Aguayo sort of played around, skirted with death, and death got him. Anyway, looking back at Al's career, were you surprised he called it quits after 8 fights?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here he wins 4 Golden Gloves titles, and he's working his way up the ladder as a professional. He's 8-0, and then he meets his future bride at an event in Reno where he wasn't even fighting. He just got introduced in the ring, and anyhow, he had met Nicole, and my understanding is he never went back to fighting.
24. Yeah, well, you know, he told me why too. He said, you know, I just didn't feel the fire for the game after that. I said, well, why didn't you feel the fire? He goes, because I was in love. Okay, you know, and they were together 24 years.
Yeah, love got him.
Love goes. All right, let's talk about the current welterweight division, Paul. I mean, you got good welterweights out there right now. Is Errol Spence the best?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, he's very, very good, but I'm not sure he's the best. But,
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
Welterweight is loaded.
So who would you say, and then if you were to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, who do you think's the best at 147 right now?
Well, I mean, as far as fight, I mean, believe it or not, Mayweather, he's still talking about coming back.
Oh man, he's going to fight
You
some.
can't say he's not the best.
He's gonna fight some Japanese guy on New Year's Eve in a 3-round exhibition.
Exhibition.
No, come on, but Paul, come on, let's be honest, man. His fights never delivered. They didn't. If he was in the world of pornographic films, there was never a money shot in any of his fights outside of maybe that Ricky Hatton fight and when he sucker punched Victor Ortiz. Outside of that, his fights were non-climactic.
Well, I have to agree with that. There weren't always great fights, but he did what he had to do to win. That's for sure.
Okay.
You know?
Terrence Crawford, you think Crawford's better than Spence?
Yeah, he's a little too light for him, you know. So, I mean, yeah, Spence is pretty much right up there, but, I mean, I can't take it away from Crawford either. I mean, he's right up there, too. It's just the weight difference could be the difference, but as far as fighters, both great fighters and incredible fighters.
I competed decently at 139. When I moved up to 147 and fought good guys, I got spanked in the Nationals. You made it from 39 to 47. Those 8 pounds were the hardest 8 pounds of my life as far as moving up's concerned. How did you take it on and defeat world-class guys like Greg Hagen over 12 rounds?
Well, my thing was I used to wrestle a lot back in high school and SF State, but my thing was that I was always heavier as it was, and I cut a lot of weight to get down to 140s. So 47 wasn't so bad since I'm coming down from 175 or 180.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Between fights, it's probably 175.
You know, there's an entertaining fight coming up January 19th on pay-per-view, and I'm not a big pay-per-view guy, but I think Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner is going to be fun.
I think so, too. I mean, I love Pacquiao, you know, and Broner's a great fighter, and he's quick, but I'm still picking Pacquiao.
All right, time out. You're picking Pacquiao. We can bet a soda on that one, all right?
All right.
Broner's a personality. Boxing needs personalities, Paul. You know that.
Oh, no. I agree with that. I'm just saying as far as the fight goes,
yeah.
I'm picking Pacquiao, but they're both good fighters, and he is a great character, you know.
Okay, here's a question for you. Pacquiao takes steroids in his life, do you think?
You know, I've heard rumors. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, they said that about Floyd. They say that about almost every fighter.
Paul, but do you know Floyd? Do you know Floyd used painkillers each time he fought? Each time he fought in Nevada, his hands were shot up with Novocaine. You knew that, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard some other things that he got shot up and maybe he wasn't supposed to.
Well, no, Nevada actually legalized that just for him. I kid you not. I think him and Ali. I think Ali did it for a while as well. They were able to shoot up their hands, which I think should not be legal. Anyway,
well, if it's not a performance-enhancing drug, you know, is this something to numb your hands? You know, because you have so much pain, I can't see a big problem with that. But then performance-enhancing drugs are the big key.
Okay.
That I think obviously should all be denied.
Imagine if we had all these platforms like now, the Zone, the ESPN Plus. Imagine fights from Marin County on one of those platforms. That would be it would be super cool. Think about it.
Oh, it would have been awesome. You make so much more money. That's what's important. Poor fighters, a lot of them, it takes a long time to, you know, build up a record or build up, you know, your character as a fighter and get those opportunities.
How many guys, you know a lot of pro fighters, how many guys have made money as a pro? How many guys have made money?
Well, it's probably, top 10%, believe it or not.
So it's the same as in every other trade?
Well, I don't know about every other trade, but I mean, as far as
the top 10% get the best.
Well, the top 1% is in the real world, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of the real world, what do you do in the real world? What does Paul Nave, former Golden Glove champion, former World Boxing Federation welterweight champion, what does he do in his real life?
In my real life right now, I actually I complete taxes, income tax.
So you're an accountant?
More or less. I'm not. I am licensed for all 50 states and with the feds to complete income taxes. So a tax professional, yes.
Okay, so serious, you got a website?
I have Paul Nave at libertyboxing.com, and they can email me at pnavi at sbcglobal.net.
You better try to spell that one out for the website there. Try to spell that one out for me.
With the website?
Yeah.
At Paul Nave, PAULNAVE, at Liberty, LIBERTY, boxing, BOXING.com.
The great Paul Nave, folks, the Marin County assassin. He's nothing but class. And I thank you so much for leading the charge here with Alaguayo at that service, man. You are a classy young man. I love you, Paul. Thanks for everything over the years. You've been a great guy.
Thank you, Pedro, very much.
Class act, folks. Paul Nave, the Marin County assassin. The real Marin County assassin. You're tuning to the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the Sports Talk host that can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
Outside of the beatdown that Brian Ortega suffered at the hands of Max Holloway last night in his aborted challenge for the UFC Featherweight Championship, 145 pounds, of course, the co-feature on the title is Valentina Shevchenko taking on Joanna Jay. Joanna Jay is an accomplished fighter, but she's tiny. And I picked a tiny girl to win this fight. I really was hoping that she would, but guess what? Size matters, yes, in pornography, in pornographic films, and in combat sports. And last night, well, Joanna Jay came up short against Valentina Shevchenko. Let's hear what Dana White had to say about the card to begin with.
The gate was $3.28 million. This was a total sellout. So today, a lot of times we'll announce sellouts, and you'll have, 50 single seats and things like that. We had 100 singles this morning. Not one single seat open for this event. It's the biggest event we've ever done here as far as attendance. 19,039 people here in the building tonight. The fight of the night was Holloway and Ortega, and the performance bonuses went to Santos and Holloway. Congratulations to them. They all won $50,000 each.
I always try to set the bar, I told you guys, I'm set the bar. Come beat me. I dare you. And I didn't break the records actually. Ortega actually did it for me. He was taking a lot of punches, so this is not one sided. That guy was taking some damage, so kudos to him, and on to the next. Like I said, Bless Express is stopping in T-City. All aboard. Don't miss the seat. We're going to UFC Hawaii now. Dana, take me home. I want a virgin lava flow on the beach. So let's go. When you're in there, you see things. I just felt his energy drop every round. I heard his coaches talking, in the first couple rounds, and he'd push, and then, around like the third round and stuff, I heard his coaches talking, and there's no push anymore, and then when I was coming out of the third round, I told Joe, this is the round. Get ready to come in and talk to me. And then when I didn't get the finish, I walked straight to Jordan. I was like, this close. Maybe next one. And then when they called the fight, I jumped the cage. The first guy I talked to was Joe. I was like, hey, I guess I was right. I take it back. We was there.
Max Holloway, the best 145-pound champion in history of mixed martial arts as far as the cage is concerned. Seriously, he beat Jose Aldo, and I think not once but twice. And now, of course, he's just rocking and rolling. He destroyed Brian Ortega last night, no doubt about it. Now, the co-feature, I was so high on the co-feature because, of course, Joanna Jay was fighting against Valentina Shevchenko. Anyway, the bottom line is, the ladies put on a great show.
It was everything that I was expecting from Joanna. I knew it will be a good fight. It will be tough fight because she's a tough opponent. She's not the one who give up easily, no. And I would say that I'm happy to get this belt from these kind of fights when you are facing real opponent, not just like any opponent, because when you get it from the real fight, only this way you can prove that you are a real champion. I can say exactly, no one will wait so long for my answer, but right now I don't want to say nothing because I want just enjoy this night, enjoy my feelings, and just enjoy my victory with my team, with my family, and because it's not just my work, it's everyone's work. My coach, Pavel Fedotov, was training me so hard. He was thinking only about my preparation. My sister Antonina, she was preparing for her fight and also helping me. And of course, my manager, Roger, he did his work. And everyone, it's like a puzzle. And we are all together. We are like good team.
It's been a while. I fought in the flyweight division for more than 4.5 years ago, so it was something new. But I didn't feel like Valentina was the strongest opponent in my fighting career. Good traps, good takedowns, and she scored at cards. And it took a while for me to get out from the bottom position because she was very clever and using smart her hands to block me, but you can see a few bruises, but I didn't take that much damage as her last opponent from her ground and pound. But I'm looking forward. It was first fight in the flyweight division, and right away fight with such a tough opponent with Valentina, and for the belt, I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. I broke Ronda Rousey's record of title fights. I'm very happy, and that's it. I must take some time off, watch the fight, and talk to my coaches, Dana, and decide what's going to be the next step.
Joanna Jay telling her like it is, baby. She's only 115 pounds, moving up to fight some girl at 125 who came down from 135. Does that sound fair to you? Johnny Sig, does that sound fair to you?
Not very much so, and size does matter, but, Joanna Jay, I love the honesty and I love the effort, man. Hopefully she could get in there with a girl more along her size and prevail, but a good effort for her. She has nothing to be ashamed of in that performance last night, dude.
Okay, let's talk about the main event. The main event that went way, way, way too long. It took the doctor to stop the fight in the fourth round. I mean, what was the corner thinking about when Brian Ortega was sitting there losing blood like he was at the Irwin Memorial Blood Bank donating?
Obviously, they weren't thinking at all. About 2 rounds into this fight, we knew what we were seeing, guys, And you're looking at, for 5 minutes, 5-minute rounds, sustained beating, standing. They were hardly on the ground. 5 minutes of taking nonstop punishment.
A record number of punches.
That's not going to be good in the long run. And Mr. Brian Ortega, I respect him as a fighter, as a personality. I really hope he recovers from this, man, because that was a tremendous amount of punches taken to the head last night and sustained for 5 minutes per round. I mean, why would they let this go to the 5th round? I mean, they stopped it in between, but still, Pedro, I mean, that was just ridiculous, completely overly violent.
And the blood flow that was coming out of them, I mean, I've never seen that much blood in a wrestling match when they cut themselves on purpose to make themselves look like they were dying. I mean, I've never seen that much blood ever. I've never seen that much blood before. Have you?
It was grotesque, no. It was ridiculous to the point of insanity. Insanity meaning they keep doing the same thing over and over again with the same result. This guy was not going to win the fight. Now, here's what's up. I love combat sports. It's brutal, yes. Sometimes I question myself. Why do you like this so much? Why do you watch 9 hours of this? Because I like competition. I like strategy. I like sportsmanship. Whatever that was last night, that's ridiculous. That's caveman stuff, man. That's not sport. That's a beatdown. That's an obliteration of someone's lifespan. And we need more cognizance in all of combat sports to, again, have capable people surrounding these gentlemen and women that get into this ring and risk their life or cage. Like, it's to the point where you really have to be overly considerate of who you decide to make your manager, your coach, and even your family members to a certain degree, because I'd be pissed if I was Brian Ortega, because a fighter does not want to quit. He does not want to spit out his mouthpiece and say, I've had enough. But there should be people around him to be more responsible to save people like him in that situation last night.
When I got up at the Showboat Hotel from being decked the second time by Ernie Chavez, and I looked across the ring and I saw like seven or eight versions of Ernie Chavez standing there, and then the referee was talking to me and there was 3 or 4 of him. I didn't know which one was for real. I said I had enough.
Absolutely, as you should. That's being responsible, It's the same thing if you're drunk. You should know when you've had enough. The room starts spinning. I think it's time to go. Let me get my Uber. Let me get out of here, That's what you've got to look at it like. I mean, obviously, it's very different, but it's not, it's pretty much very similar as well, And we just hope Brian Ortega and also Isaac Dogboe, who suffered almost the same kind of fate last night in completely different sports, but the writing was on the wall in a very similar fashion, where it's a wake-up call to the sports world, especially in particular the combat world, to remove athletes. When is time? We have to know the time to say when with these guys.
Okay, let's take it to another note. We don't often talk about ring entrances, but Alex Oliveira's ring entrance last night was, how should we say this? He looked like he was a little light in the loafers.
It was very happy.
You mean like Flintstone happy, like a gay old time?
Yeah, 100%.
Johnny Nicole. No, all right. Listen, folks. This is what we're alluding to. Okay, Alex Oliveira entered the octagon last night to take on Gunnar Nelson. Eventually lost to Gunnar Nelson in the second round with a rear naked choke. This was on the pay-per-view card of UFC 231 from Toronto, Canada. Of course, in the main event, Brian Ortega got destroyed by Max Holloway. We just talked about that in depth. Anyway, Alex Oliveira from Brazil, came to the ring very feminine-like. In fact, he didn't look like a fighter much at all. In fact, he looked like more like a ring card girl. I mean, that's what I was thinking. This guy's got the movements of a ring card girl, and then he gets in there and he does his thing for a little while, but he gets lit up like a White House Christmas tree. Anyway, I just thought he was wearing his sexuality on his sleeve.
I agree. And a very brutal fight. Gunnar Nelson, choked him out. He was a bloody mess too, Alex Oliveira. And if you look at some of these UFC cards of late, even going back to Ferguson and Pettis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe they're letting these things go too far, or like these downward elbows that Nelson was landing on Oliveira last night. Ugh, God, man. This thing is barbaric of late, dude.
I just think I think they're willing to let anything go. They're willing to let anything go. I mean, they're willing to push that. Listen, they let that thing with Conor McGregor and Khabib turn into like a race thing, almost a race war between Muslims. Oh, I mean, or the religion war, the whole 9 yards. The UFC allowed that stuff to go on like that, man. They're fostering this. They are promoting this. They want, basically, we're going back to the days of the gladiators in Rome.
I think that's the selling point to their fans. As of right now, and maybe it's the pressure that boxing's putting on, getting hot, and definitely, succeeding over the UFC at this point in time.
But time out. Time out, Johnny. You're not going to tell me that that's going to make more fans want to come to the UFC. I turned it off in the second round last night.
I agree. Kids are watching this. Women watch this stuff. I mean, everyone watches this stuff. And even as a man, it's too much. Like, I was feeling so bad for Ortega last night. I was feeling so bad for Oliveira. I was feeling so bad for Anthony Pettis at that point in time, on the UFC card underneath the McGregor-Khabib fight, right? I mean, it's to the point of, again, insanity where they're letting these things go on too long, or they're just promoting, sheer violence, really. It's tough. It makes me not want to watch too much, to be honest with you.
Thiago Santos defeated Jimmy Manua. Manua, the big left hook puncher out of Africa, but fighting out of the UK, got knocked out. Got a glass jaw. He can punch, but he can't catch. Bottom line is, you're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Johnny Sig's my guest. He's my co-host. He is like the godfather of boxing now, the young guy coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Maybe we'll call him the godson. Bottom line is, Johnny Sig will be here on the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network for a little bit here. You're tuned to the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, coming to you from the city by the bay, San Francisco, California.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
This is Bully Ray.
This is Jay Lethal.
Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor. To tell you that Honor Club.
Honor Club is the ultimate ROH experience.
Treat yourself this holiday season and get live streaming of ROH on tour events like Honor Reigns Supreme.
Also, get on-demand access to past Ring of Honor events, out-of-print compilations,
50% off pay-per-views,
and more.
Or better yet,
go VIP and receive every major pay-per-view for free,
including Final Battle.
Honor Club is more than a network. Skip the line for pre-sale ticket access to live events and receive 15% off at ROHProShop.com on exclusive apparel, DVDs, replica championships, and more.
Go to ROHHonorClub.com.
ROHHonorClub.com.
Or open the ROH app now. Available on all Apple and Android devices and Roku.
We are Honor Club, and honor is real.
Do you use the Blue Pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the Blue Pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Has done it! We have a new heavyweight champion of the
world! All of us are just footnotes in a long book, and boxing will carry on without us.
Now, more of the MMA Hour with Pedro Fernandez.
The Godfather Larry Merchant talking about the demise of HBO boxing. Yeah, it was a bit sad, but I had a good run with HBO. I made a lot of money with HBO. I have to say that when I was doing Ring Talk 5-10 years ago, I had that fat advertising contract with those guys. Oh man, that was just really good times, no doubt about it. Straight up, I have to say this though. It was sort of the writing was on the walls when Showtime started to make a move on HBO, because anytime HBO let Showtime in the door in the old days, they would close the door quickly and put on a couple of great fights. So every time Showtime would get an inch, HBO would come up and just knock them out. Well, guess what? Showtime started getting these inches, and inches became feet became yards. All of a sudden, it was all about Showtime, and HBO no longer an entity in the world of professional boxing. Straight up, a bit sad, no doubt about that. Now, we'll get to boxing in just a bit, but Johnny's saying, I want to tap your shoulder, man. There's a great fight coming up at 125 pounds in the UFC. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1 from the Barclays Center, of course, a home for boxing, January 19th in Brooklyn, New York, UFC Fight Night. Henry Cejudo. Nobody said he would beat Mighty Mouse for the title. I said he would beat Mighty Mouse for the title. Of course, Mighty Mouse having that title, the longest running champion in UFC history. Bottom line is Henry Cejudo is a real deal, no doubt about that. But he's taking on a guy that's coming down from 135 pounds, 135-pound champion, TJ Dillashaw out of Sacramento, California. Man, something's got to give here. Both these guys can really fight. These guys are the real deal, and they're world class.
I was convinced with his win over Mighty Mouse and Henry. So I'd like to see this fight. It's a good one, and I believe we get it on FS1, right, for free?
Yeah, Demetrius Johnson, he was considered the pound-for-pound king and all of MMA and this and that, and Henry Cejudo went out there and beat him up.
Well, you know what? Absolutely, and we deserve this to be on, free air, if you will, even though you pay for a cable subscription to get FS1. But we have 2 pay-per-views this month, right?
Yeah.
Nunez and Cyborg, so we're paying for 2, so they definitely should throw us a bone on this one. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, Johnny. Right now you're on a lie detector, a polygraph machine, okay?
Yeah.
When was the last time? No. Did you pay for the most recent UFC pay-per-view? Yes or no?
No.
You told the truth. Bottom line is, we don't pay for pay-per-views around here, folks. We watch them at sport bars, or we once in a while, we'll go over a friend of ours' house and we'll watch it. What's that website we watch it at our friend of ours' house at? VIPbox.eu?
And I heard something about a place called Front Row Sports, First Row EU.
FirstRowSports.eu. Now, those are sites you can go to, like if you're in another country and things like that, and you can watch the fights in your native language. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah,
so for Russian, you could definitely catch it there.
Okay, so Henry Cejudo and TJ Dillashaw, this is really a tough fight to pick. I mean, this is a stone cold pick 'em fight. I mean, how much would Dillashaw have coming down to 125 from 135? Because he wasn't fat at 135. That means he's got to cut another 10 pounds. 10 pounds. Johnny, I used to bitch and moan about 2 pounds. This is 10.
That's tough because you're going to be very dehydrated, and you're going to need to super hydrate yourself the night after the weigh-in, or the day after, or whatever, however it goes. But the bottom line is it's a lot of weight to cut, especially in such a physical sport. 10 pounds is no joke. And you had mentioned right there, his body's lean as it was. So is he going to now take off muscle? Like, where's the weight? Where's the weight coming from? The lossage of the weight. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that 125 weight.
I've seen guys make weights. I've told you about guys doing enemas and all kinds of stuff, having stuff stuck up their rectum in order to lose weight, all kinds of crazy stuff. But I remember Jorge Romero Paez, the former featherweight champion of Mexicali, they carried him out of a sauna one time. I didn't know who it was. They carried him out of a sauna, and it was either Reno or Vegas. One of the hit was either Reno Hilton or the Vegas Hilton, which one, I forget what Hilton it was. But they carried him out of the sauna in a rubber suit. These guys carried his body out of the sauna. And I said to myself, man, what the hell is going on? I couldn't picture what was going on here. And it was Paez. He says to me, homie, no more, no mas box. No Mas boxers. Because he was dying. Evidently, he took off 23 pounds in a week.
No, man, that's not good. I mean, people have, different methods for their weight loss or gain, but you got to be healthy. You could really affect your organs, obviously.
140.
And at the end of the day, that's too much weight. Like, how do you have energy? I don't care. You can hydrate all you want in the world afterwards. You still put your body through hell. And now you're shocking your body.
149 to 126 in like 2.5 weeks? Come on, man. That's crazy.
And it's nuts how people manipulate their weight like that. It's not a good thing, especially down the stretch.
Okay, how's boxing looking for the next week? I mean, the Zone's going to be coming back, of course, with Canelo and Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding to me looks like a big stiff.
He lost to Callum Smith via one-round KO. Callum Smith just won the World Boxing Super Series. Callum Smith unbeaten, so he's a good fighter. I think Canelo just mows him down, man. I think it's a good showcase fight for his first appearance on the Zone. Get the hype going, get the new subscribers coming in, and let the world know that Canelo fights here for $9.95 a month. You don't have to pay the pay-per-view tags of what is about $9.99.95, I believe now.
So time out. Now $9 a month times 10 is $90. So you figure, $108 a month for $108 a year for the Zone. All right. And how many pay-per-views would you get for the Zone? Maybe 2 or 3 pay-per-views. Each pay-per-view goes for about $70 a pop. So all of a sudden you're making out.
Oh, you're absolutely making out. Plus, Canelo's not the only guy that's fighting there. They have a huge stable, So you're literally going to get hundreds of fights within a year span. Totally worth the $9.95. There is a fight on ESPN Plus on Friday. Gilberto Ramirez versus Jesse Hart in a rematch. I'm looking forward to this one, dude. That's super middleweight.
Zerto.
Yeah.
So they call, but you know what?
Bro.
He ain't the listen. If that guy wasn't a cokehead, Benavidez, man, I'd pick him to be the best at 168. I really would. But he's got those coke issues. We still haven't heard of him. He's not in training. He hasn't got a fight lined up. Nothing, man. Are they going to allow this guy to die on the vine?
I really hope not, because I was looking forward to seeing him face Ramirez at some point in Benavidez. I think what they're trying to do is just let him rest out the year and then hopefully make an announcement sometime in the new year. But I think we might got a little bit of an issue with this kid here, a little bit of a head case, and obviously with the drugs and the usage of that at a young age, and he's got a promising career, he's going down the wrong path. Again, we always talk about you got to have good people around you. So hopefully the people around this kid are going to save him from himself and enable him to have a prosperous career. But I'm looking forward to that Ramirez versus Hart fight. Looking ahead, too, we got Dave Lemieux going back to the Zone card. Dave Lemieux is going to be on the undercard
against Toreno Johnson. And the reason
why
I'm glad you brought that up, because the bottom line is that if you look into the Johnny Sig crystal ball, don't you see Canelo fighting David Lemieux next?
That's exactly where I was going with this, bro, and I love it. Bring that on, because you know what? Even though Lemieux is limited, he's exciting. And I tell you what, that left hook is second to none in boxing, bro. But he touches you with it. Now, we know Canelo's got a good chin. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But Lemieux, he's always going to be kind of in the fight. Even if he's like down, 8 rounds. That's a beautiful part about a puncher. That one shot could just change the whole momentum. So please, give me Lemieux and Canelo Alvarez in the new year as Alvarez's first fight on the Zone.
You figure that'll take? You figure in March, or will we stretch it to May?
It looks like that. Ooh, that's a good question, because Cinco de Mayo, and we know that Alvarez likes to fight on that date. So I'm going to have to say May.
It's a trip. We've got a Mexican in the driver's seat here as far as boxing is concerned. I mean, as far as the most powerful athlete in the entire world, it's some Mexican kid that's like 25, 26 years old out of Mexico. It's a bit of a stunner.
It really is. And I tell you what, I've been watching some footage of him training lately, man. And he is looking like he's coming into his own. It looks like he's got his head right. He looks like he's got his confidence right where he needs to be. And I think we're going to see some great things from Canelo Alvarez down the stretch, my brother.
50-1, of course, a couple of draws. That is Canelo Alvarez. Terrence Crawford, said to be the best pound for pound as well, 34-zip. Vasyl Lomachenko, victorious last night, now 12-1. Oleg Usyk, yikes, 16-0, now moving up to the heavyweight division. Is he got a heavyweight fight next, or will it be cruiserweight? Is he going back to cruiser? What's the story on that?
It looks like they're going to go heavy, and I don't think we get Joshua in April. That's when Joshua's supposed to fight, but they are in talks that they're both interested in taking on each other. I think Usyk goes up to the heavyweight division. I don't know who he takes on first. Maybe like Dillian White, if Dillian White gets past his assignment as Derek Chisora. You got other guys there like Sergey Kuzman and Adam Konacki. Unbeaten guys, all guys, with the exception of Dillian White, obviously has the one loss against Joshua, but all guys that are there that are Trevor Bryan, I think it'd be good to get him in with one of those type of cats, or maybe even a big baby Miller guy, and get a good test in, who I think Usyk could beat all these guys because he shows phenomenal boxing skill and also, competent power.
And killer instinct. Anthony Joshua, of course, he's on the zone too, isn't he?
Anthony Joshua, yes.
Yeah, Joshua's on the zone. So any heavyweight fight involving Joshua is going to be on the zone.
Well, that's what's up. That's 100% correct, and that's what I'm saying. For $9.95 a month, you really can't go wrong. And you're not going to be having to deal with seeing these guys on pay-per-view. I mean, the average cost of pay-per-view is anywhere between $74 to $99. So like you said right there, it more than covered. One pay-per-view is like a year subscription to the zone, in essence.
What's happening with Gennady Golovkin? 38-1 now, 36 years old. He got really, really old in the last. He got real old in the last 18 months. Since that Jamie Jacobs fight, he became elderly.
Yeah, I agree. Very competitive in the Canelo fight, the last one we saw, but didn't pull the trigger. And speaking of the zone, I'm hearing strong rumors that Triple G's headed there, and it's logical because Danny Jacobs is fighting on the zone, and there's a couple other guys there. Like Andrade, who unfortunately just got nailed with a gun charge. Come on, guys, get yourselves together, please, and stop getting in trouble with the law. And just, if you want to have a gun, get the license for it, bro. It's not that hard. Anyway, I went on a rant there. But there's a lot of guys at the middleweight division that fight on the zone. Now, we have to also think, is Canelo going to stay at 168 after this bid against Rocky Fielding? Is he going to try to go after Benavidez or Gilberto Ramirez or Callum Smith? Because that's a division I could see Canelo doing really good in. So does that mean Triple G's got to go up and chase him now at an older age? There's a lot of interesting scenarios going into the new year, bro.
My top 3 pound for pound in the world of boxing has to include WW. I'm talking about Wisako Wangak, 47-4, 41 KOs, yikes, out of Thailand. He fought, when's the last time he fought? He fought in October. He scored a unanimous decision in 12 rounds over Iran Diaz, who came in at 14-2. I guess that's not all that impressive. But the bottom line is he impresses me, and we need to see him on the zone.
Yes, we do. I'd like to see him also move up and take on a guy like Naoya Inoue. There's a lot of little guys down there that could bang, bro. So I like to see him get more on, accessible networks. Because nowadays there's no reason for a guy that's got a name or a guy of intrigue to not be showcased on one of these outfits. There's so many platforms now.
No doubt about it. The Zone, ESPN Plus, of course, those are the 2 top apps, no doubt about that. And, of course, HBO's done their history. Showtime's going to continue. How many pay-per-views do you think Showtime's going to try to put up a year with Mr. Al Heyman?
Well, unfortunately, we got one right out the gate, January 19th, Pacquiao Bronner. I'm excited for that fight. Wish they would have just given that to us to show us.
No. You listen. Let's pay for this one. I think we'll appreciate it a little bit more by paying for it. I think that the Adrian Broner brings that personality to it, and you and I have talked about this all along. That personality and talent, when you combine the two, that's really what makes boxing fans talk.
You know what? I love Bronner. Not outside the ring, sometimes he does very disagreeable things, but inside the ring, and when he sells himself in the media, woof, you gotta love him, bro.
Johnny Signorella on the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Johnny, tell me about that page you got on YouTube.com.
Just search us, Ring Talk Worldwide on YouTube. You can see archived shows and also bonus content, behind-the-scenes stuff and whatnot, press conferences, and enjoy.
The great John Signorella, Sin City, Las Vegas. Johnny, say hi to the old lady and the kid.
Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your Sunday.
John Signorella on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
I want to fight in where I'm from. There's hella Mexicans and shit in here. Everybody keep booing me and shit. They want rice and chicken. I want some motherfuckers that want some conies around me.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
People say to me, what compels you to come on week after week for 35 years and do your thing here on these Sports Byline Broadcaster? What compels me is I get off on it. I enjoy it. I love it, man. I've been doing this since 1984, and when I first started doing radio, people said to me, what are you doing radio for? And then I went to this guy named Joe Gallardi. I said he was an insurance guy, a pay-per-view, a closed-circuit television boxing promoter, and a boxing promoter of live events down in San Jose, California. They ran J&J Sports. So I went to him and said, listen, I hear these guys on the radio, and I don't think much of them. And he goes, what are you trying to tell me? I said, I want to get on the radio. Give me some money, some sponsorship money. So he gave me $4,000, and I started on KEST. And that was the beginning. Wow. And then I went to Florida with Charles Day. We went to Vegas, back and forth, did various networks. Of course, been with the Sports Byline Broadcaster, where I think since 2006 or 2005, somewhere around there. Bottom line is we've been here a long, long time. And, of course, I am, outside of being, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio airways, just happy to be here week in and week out because, there's a million things you can do in this world with the fabulous internet and things like that out there. A million things you can do. And the fact that you're listening to Ring Talk Live worldwide, well, that's special to me, no doubt about that. Very, very special. Speaking of special, I want to thank Paul Nave, of course, the WBF welterweight title holder. Man beat Greg Hagen at one point in time. Greg Hagen beat Hector Camacho, but Camacho, of course, Hagen tested positive for marijuana, and they took the fight away from him. Anyway, Greg Hagen, a great fighter, no doubt about that, and Paul beat him. But Paul was on the air, as humble as he is, to talk about, of course, the passing of our buddy Al Aguayo. nobody has more class than Paul Nave, the Marin County assassin, no doubt about it. And I want to thank Johnny Sink and, of course, the girls, man. Valentina Shevchenko and, of course, Joanna J. They put on a hell of a show. Props to women's MMA. This is Ring Talk live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.